That's what I would do. I always thought I had a better plan. I would just keep going. I didn't know when to just stop. And so I broke the bottles. He catches me. So now I should already be like, I'm done. You know, I'm cool, whatever. But instead, what he did is he takes me to the police station, and I'm sitting there, and instead of just playing dumb, again, I'm 8 years old in third grade. I feel scared. I feel nervous. I feel all these feelings. So what do? Every time I feel that, act hard, act pissed. So he sits me there and he goes, all right, Danny, you're lucky that we only busted you with this. He was trying to help me, you know? And he says, what do you want to do with your life? And I'm sitting there in handcuffs, first time in the police station, and I want to go to prison. And he just tripped out on me. And I know the look at the moment I didn't, but he just stared at me for a while, and he just goes, okay, Daniel, let me help you get started. And he took me to juvenile hall. And from that point on, from the age of 12 to 30, I was always either on probation, on parole, or locked up. I was only out like 2 years in all that time. A month here, 2 months there. And when I got to juvenile hall, it was like where I wanted to be. And I know that sounds kind of like you're an idiot, who would want to be there? But you know what? I'm not an idiot in the way like I like juvenile hall because nobody likes it. But actually, there was some peace there because I actually had my own room for once. I actually, the food was set at the same time. There were just things that I didn't have. No one called me MRFF. You know what I mean? It was different there. And, I didn't have to worry because I remember I'd go to school and my mom didn't have a lot of money. So, I'd borrow clothes from my friends. I'd do the best, always cleaning my shoes with a toothbrush, always cleaning my shoelaces, trying to, with what little I had. But when I got to the hall, it was like everybody wore the same clothes. So it's like for once in my life, I didn't have to worry about what I was wearing. It was just like that whole thing was gone. And little things like that made it okay for me. I didn't know it at the time, and then the best part about it was, do you guys ever remember the first time you came to juvenile hall? Remember when you got out? What was that, man? It was like people treated you like different. It was like I was the same guy last week, but now that I've been to the hall, I got out and suddenly my mom did have money to take me to eat. I remember when I got out the first time, my mom took me to eat, bought me some new shoes, and I was like, all I have to do is get locked up and I get treated pretty good when I get out. And then, so it was weird. And when remember how I thought as an 8-year-old, and then now I'm thinking as a 12-year-old, and, I'm not thinking right. I'm not. I'm functioning in my dysfunction. And like I said, this is all stuff I figured out later. So I went through that. Eventually, I did everything I said I would never do. But there was a time I remember when I said I am never going to drink because what I seen my dad do. Then I drank. Everything I said I'd never do, I did. Everything. Even more because my dad never used heroin or cocaine or injected himself or got locked up like I did. I did more. And I don't know how many of you have already done things that you said you'd never do. But like I said, again, I learned that over life, I talked myself into so many things that I had to cry myself out of later. And eventually, you guys, I got tired of that. I got tired of being wrong. I remember, let me break it down to you what happened to me, how it finally ended. So, as you can tell from the text, I was, 11 years old, and I had this homeboy, and I grew up with him since kindergarten. And me and him were hanging out, and we were at his house, and then we had two other friends that were twin brothers, and that's where, you guys know every town has a family. That's where everybody hangs out, the uncles, the moms, the grandmas. They're kicking back there with all these older guys, and he started telling us, this is back in 1974. There was no north, no south, really. It really didn't exist then. And he was the first guy I ever heard about it. I was 11, and he said, yeah, in YA, all these people from out here, and and I remember I was sitting there 11 years old of the Y. This is 19, and we're like sitting like a bunch of people, and he's getting tacked, and he's telling this, and I'm like